Welcome back. Hello. Once again, going to just briefly re-announce the second attempt at video for learning how to use magnets and magnetic cat eye gel nail polish. And here we go. Trying again. Thank you for being here. And as always, I will be attempting to add as many of the products to the text of this video as I possibly can, and I'm completely non-affiliated with any of them, but would love to share what works for me. And I hope that this is educational, enjoyable, and that people are enjoying just the content and some fun camaraderie. So, thank you again. Have a wonderful day. Okay, so the magnet nail polish tutorial, gel manicure. These are some of the magnets that I'm going to be using. They're very strong. They like to stick to each other. I am seeing that this one has a lightning bolt shape. There's a S, which I believe is going to be similar to the lightning bolt. And then this one is not labeled, and it does appear to have a circular magnet as well as a rectangular one. So the idea is to share some of the products that I've used to accomplish a gel manicure at home, and with products that I have purchased, which I am attempting to share what the products are, as well as show how they work and have a little bit of fun trying some new products as far as these cat eye magnetic nail polish is. And here we go. Okay, so here's the base coat. I already shook it, and I like to remove as much as I can from the wand of the brush before I actually start applying it. I usually start with my pinky, and I generally use a technique such as one swipe down the side on each side and a third swipe up the center. For tiny little nails like my pinky, it sometimes only requires the left and right swipe, but I still usually swipe down the middle too, just to make sure I'm getting good coverage. One thing that I do recommend, besides the safety precautions, which I believe I spoke about in the first part, and if I didn't, then I would highly recommend doing all the safety precautions that your products recommend. And I did add some jewelry to my video because I felt like it. Now, besides the safety precautions that I was previously mentioning with the gel manicure products and, of course, the ultraviolet light, we want to also make sure that we are taking precautions with our eyes, with our respiratory system, and with our skin. And I have done all that, and I hope that you will do the same. So, we are torching or curing the UV gel nail polish with our high quality torch, and as we can see, we've got a nice shiny coat of top coat, which I felt, and it is dry. My second step will be to apply a coat of black nail polish to the nails, And I'm going to do one hand at a time. Sometimes we'll go one fingernail at a time, just to be on the safe side. And like I said, I really like to make sure that a lot of the excess nail polish is off of the wand and off of the paintbrush. Occasionally it will cause globbing. Very technical terminology is used here. And the globbing is not very pleasant. I also like a thin coat of this. So if you get too thin of a coat, you can add another coat. And I'm going to say that there's a few different ways to do manicures. There's one way where you make sure that every little square millimeter of every fingernail is perfectly covered all the way to all the edges. And when I was in junior high, a wonderful classmate in homeroom was of Yugoslavian and Croatian descent. And she told me that at the nail salons in her native land, they liked to do a manicure where they didn't go all the way to the edge. And for some reason, it sort of, I guess, elongates the look of the fingernail, whether your nails are super short like these or a little bit longer. It gives a sort of unique streamlined look, and I don't always do this. I do sometimes go to the edge, but I just thought, in honor of Lorena and all the other people who have taught me how to do nails, like my grandmother, Helen, and my mom, Judy, and myself with decades and decades of practice. So we're thanking all those people today for teaching us. And I will quickly torch or cure this nail polish as well. And as I have stated prior, but maybe was not on this particular video, I do like to use this black torch, which I'll explain the difference in a little bit. The difference between the black light and the bright white UV light is that this one is a 365 nanometer. I do believe that is the wavelength. And the white light, the white clear UV light is 395. This is supposedly better for curing UV gel, and the white light is supposedly a little better at viewing black light items. When it wasn't quite dry or cured, it felt a little tiny bit tacky. One of the things that I notice when I'm curing UV gel is that there's a slight hot or warmth sensation, which is palpable, and it's not burning by any stretch of the imagination. I would not tolerate burning. However, a slight sense of warmth can indicate that the gel is cured. Alright, so we still have these magnets here, and I'm going to try a couple of different ones. I'm shaking the Cat's Eye magnetic nail polish, and now that it has been shaken, I can show the difficult procedure of opening a tight, small cap on a bottle. We'll again get the excess nail polish off of the wand as much as we can. And then I'm going to just add a swipe of nail polish to each of my lovely black painted nails. We get a beautiful black greenish sort of chameleon appearance, and it's quite iridescent. Ooh, cat hair in there. Real life comes to play. And before you cure this is when you want to apply the magnet. So let's just see what happens when we use this round one. Not sure what it'll do. Maybe it'll make a circle. Kind of makes it disappear. I think I'm seeing what it does is it pushes. Can you see that? I'm pushing the nail polish. It has magnets in it. So it kind of created a little bit of a stripe down the middle of the nail, and the edges have gotten clean and they're sort of just black. This large flat wand, I'm not sure what it does either. Holding it down, making a sort of horizontal stripe as I hold it horizontally over the nail. And then let's see what the little one that has a lightning bolt does. I'm expecting a lightning bolt shape to appear. And it did make sort of a little bit sharper, kind of curved shape. We'll try it, I guess you could say, vertically this time. Got a little bit of a different directionality there. So I'd have to say they work. And let's try this S shape. Let's see what happens here. A little bit of a straight line, and not sure what S does besides push the sides of the nail polish towards the center. So anyway, that is what happened. But wait, nothing happened here. Did I forget to do this finger? Can't tell if this is doing anything. So we can put the nail polish away, it looks like. Let's see if we can get that to kind of come back to the center a little bit. So it's off to the side. And we'll cure with the light. So now we're shaking up the gel top coat, and we can definitely see that the best results were obtained using the wand that has a picture of a lightning bolt on it. And I might go back and touch up the pinky nail again, because it's a little bit less spectacular, I think, than the nails where I used the lightning bolt wand. And the top coat will be something that I go back and do another coat of in a few days, and probably in a week. And what that does for me is it truly makes the manicure last a lot longer. And one of the problems that manifests itself in my life is that I will tend to pick at things if they seem to be like not coming off, not perfect. They're coming off a little bit. It's chipped at the edge is pulled up a little bit or pulled away, and it just makes it smoother and keeps it kind of protected longer for me personally. Not everybody has to continuously add top coat, obviously. Eventually you're going to want to find a method that works for you of both putting the nail polish on and keeping it on, and then of course getting it off when you want it to. I don't recommend peeling it, because that can pull off skin or nail polish, nail tissue, and damage your nails. I like the lightning bolt. It sort of has a gives it a aurora borealis appearance. And as you can see from some of the jewelry that I've added to this manicure, we are in love with iridescent things and glowing auroras. So we will go back and do hand B and see you momentarily. Okay, so shaking up the nail polish right now. I've gone ahead and pre-loaded the black and, well, first the base coat and then the black nail polish coat onto the right hand nails, trying to get this excess off of here. And I will add, I'm using a different color, beautiful berry shade of iridescent cat eye magnetic nail polish. And then we can actually see a big glob of the nail polish coming down off of the wand. So I took a moment to get that out of there. And occasionally we do take off so much excess that we don't really have enough, and we'll have to get a little extra. And now, since I had great results with my lightning bolt cat eye magnet wand, I'm going to use that magnet wand. And shout out to my handmade recycled paper beads and my handmade iridescent faux opal bold statement ring, and a new line, a new way I'm going with sort of an underwater buried treasure kind of situation of a ancient sort of Greek key looking ring that has the appearance of gold with tarnish that has been underwater for centuries. And I'm going to try to do a pretty detailed tutorial of these. I've already done videos of the large recycled paper beads. This is a wonderful example of how it can be used in jewelry, a bold statement bracelet. Thank you for your indulgence of my art. And now I will apply my nail polish wand to the cat's eye and bringing it up into a, not exactly lightning bolt, but I would definitely say that it's something is shooting and streaking across the nail. And I'm thinking that maybe it's important that I center the wand over the nail in question so that, oh, that went really well. Holding it really close kind of gives it a very, let's see if it'll allow me to do this again. Allows me to get a nice shape. And I will do my best to edit out as much of these silences as I can. All right. Now we will cure and then return for one last look. And here we see the green iridescent cat eye manicure and the purple or berry colored lovely results that we've achieved for probably the entire selection that I showed you costs less than about $30. And excuse the raggedy cuticles, and of course we will see you for the next video. Please like, subscribe, and continue tuning in. We're going to have a good time.